it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be?
There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make. You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be? Whatever it's gonna be is pretty evident right now. We're seeing it in the world right now, what it's going to be. Hola, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome to Master Vibration 13 Self-Healing Session. Today is May 6th, 2022. Do you want to know something that I learned yesterday, Solution?
What?
I learned that Cinco de Mayo is some old American shit.
Like everything else.
Yeah.
Like what the Lays in Hawaii.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised at all.
Okay.
I just, I was wondering because I always want to be respectful. And we had a conversation about, is someone in this group, authentic from Mexico?
Yes.
And she said, yeah, that's the...
Not surprised.
Yeah. And then she also asked about, we talked about Juneteenth for the so-called Black American, how in Juneteenth, the so-called Blacks celebrate the freedom of slavery. And we've always said, how in the hell you going to celebrate something that has never happened?
Never occurred, huh?
Oh my God.
All these holidays have been created for financial reasons, huh?
Yes,
I think we learned that. Yeah, we definitely learned that about, I think that was Hawaii. We saw about aren't they called Lays?
Mm-hmm, the Lays.
Yeah, just all
that was a money thing for them to make money. Hola, Jennifer. I'm so glad that you guys are here tonight. I know some of you guys are here and y'all aren't going to chat. That's okay. It's all good. I still feel y'all. It has been an interesting time. This week has been a very intense week, and it's been very telling of the times that we're in. So tonight we're talking about you are the common denominator of your life. And I want to go ahead and kick it off with what the topic that we're going to be talking about has to do with your earth-start-chakra. Your earth-start-chakra is a chakra that's below your feet. This is not one that is commonly talked about because in the Western world, they only talk about the seven that are inside the body. Nobody really ever talks about the ones that are outside of your body. So the earth-start-chakra, I mean, if you want to put numbers on them, I mean, it's the 0 point. It's the starting point. So we could say that that's the 0. But let's go ahead and get into Rachel Sharman's book and see what she has to say about the earth-start-chakra. The earth-start-chakra resonates to the color black. The earth-start-chakra is located approximately 6 inches below the feet and aligns us with the beautiful heart of the earth. It anchors our light and our soul deeply into the planet, allowing us to feel supported, grounded, and held on our journey. We feel deeply connected to the earth and her elements and are open and receptive to all the love, healing, and nurturing she has to offer. When our earth-start-chakra is cleansed and balanced, we feel a deep sense of self-love and contentment. We feel completely connected and within harmony with nature, the trees, animals, plants, and all other beautiful energies that live upon the earth. The world becomes a safe haven to live a life of love, joy, and abundance. And this is very important. I just love this chakra. It relates to rebirth, deep connection to Mother Earth, nurturing, grounding, animal spirit guides, vitality, rejuvenation, stability. And to cleanse and balance the earth star chakra, you want to, this one says lie comfortably, but I'm going to have to let y'all know straight up 100% to cleanse this energy center. Go to the earth. Take your feet, put them in the earth, whether it's in the sand or whether it's in the dirt on top of the grass. Let your toes, let your feet touch that earth. And then, or you can lie on the earth, lie comfortably and place a red garnet crystal or an orgone energy battery on your hand or under your feet. If you're lying on the ground, then I would recommend, just putting it on your, on your center. The energy from the crystal will support this process. Close your eyes and imagine two roots extending down from each foot. And this is why it's good to do this standing on the earth, because you can stand on the earth and you could close your eyes and imagine two roots extending down from each foot. Send these roots deeply into the earth, down, 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 all the way into the heart of the earth center. Take a moment to wrap your roots, your energy around the heart of this beautiful planet. She becomes aware of your presence and sends you her nurturing and grounding energy of love, light, and healing. Breathe this light all the way back up through your roots, in your feet, and into your body. Take a few deep breaths and inhale this energy into your heart. Now send this energy throughout your whole body, cleansing each and every cell, bringing you back to your optimal health. Align yourself deeply to the earth and activate your earth star chakra. Earth-start-chakra affirmations. I am deeply connected to the heart of the earth, and I feel loved and supported in my life. And I'm going to take it a step further and say to create your own affirmation. That's an example. That's an example of an affirmation. But you must create your own affirmation that you will remember organically and authentically to say each time that you're in that space and that you're doing your cleansing and balancing. And that's really important because who you are is the most important thing in your life. Knowing who you are, that is the most important thing in your life. And the only way you're going to get to the truth of who you are is asking your mother who you are. And I'm talking about your Mother Earth. Plant those feet, ask your questions, and get your answers. And this is how you do it. The reason why this is so important today on this session of Master Vibration 13 is because there is a lot of energy going around on the planet. Hola, Drea. So happy that you're here. So good to see you, feel you, beautiful. There is a lot of energy going on in the world, and I'm going to mention it because it is a great example of the psyops and the games that people are playing upon the planet, the powers that were, the things that they're using to get into people's emotional system and trigger them and have them acting up and acting crazy. I don't care where you are in the world. If you are connected to the so-called Black community in any kind of way, you know that Kevin Samuels is quote unquote dead, right? And so you have every single, if you are in the community of Clubhouse, you are bombarded with every room. Everybody's talking about that. They're talking about it in some way, shape, or form. You have places on Instagram, on Facebook, on television. I don't know if it's on television because I haven't seen it, so I can't say that. But everywhere on the internet, you're seeing that there is everybody is talking about this energy, this being of Kevin Samuels. And so, just from my perception from what I see, I'm seeing exactly how the powers that were like to play the game. So now, within what's going on with this energy of Kevin Samuels, you have people fighting each other. You got specifically, and especially specifically, the most powerful beings on the planet. You have them going against each other. And I am saying the most powerful beings on the planet, the quote unquote black people, the melanated people, the richly melanated people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we got to be clear. We got to be very, very clear, because I am a melanated woman, but I am Boricua, right? And there is an island of us, right? But here in the Americas, there's the people that call themselves black people that are like just just the deepest sense of creation in this group of people. And so I got to give it to who tiene que darle a César lo que es del César. You got to give Caesar what is of Caesar. And I am married to a man of this original place, of this Bartow, Florida. You know what I'm saying? The land that he came onto on this earth. So I recognize what it all is. But what is happening here, what the people, the powers that were, what they're doing is they're wanting to get the black man and the black woman to go against each other, because in this way they could try to stop what is going on, because that's all they're doing is trying to stop it. And I mean, I'm excited, you guys, because, okay, so what happened was, y'all know my story of P. Diddy, right? Of Puff Daddy. And why I have this feeling for the man Sean Combs, but what it is more the energy of what he represents and who he's down with, right? And so I got messages from him a long time ago in my dreams, but I never, in my professional life in the music industry, I never connected with him personally. However, the energetically, definitely, it's always been there in some way. So what happened today, recently, I had been being invited to this group on Clubhouse, and I'm not going to mention the name of the group because it's not even about the specific details, even though I did mention P. Diddy, but it's just, let's just focus on the energy of what it is. And so there's this masculine energy that's going around that's wanting to really like put the woman, the divine feminine, like in check in a way that they feel that they can, because they feel that they are higher than, greater than on a higher level, all of these different things that they, expose and represent. And all of these things, like when a person has to constantly like show you who they are and why they are and that they're better than, and they're this, that's the egomaniacs taking over the planet, thinking that because they got some shiny trophies or whatever, or did this or that or the other, that makes them higher than any other being on the planet, because they are known and seen that makes them better than, because they have more people that are sucking off of their energy, trying to get a chance or trying to get a break. You know what I'm saying? And so I went into that world, the world of the industry, and it was just so interesting the way that the energy transformed in there. And I felt the presence of people. I felt the energy of people that did not want me there. I felt the presence of, the combat behind and under the words that were being spoken. And it was just so telling of what is happening in the world. It's all distractions, and it's like people that subject themselves to drama and chaos is because there is a part of themselves that is calling them to be there in that space. And they got to ask themselves why. They got to ask themselves for that what reason? For, who's validating me, and why do I need their validation? We got to ask ourselves these questions, because this goes way down to that earth chakra that is connected to the root chakra that is responsible for who we are, and the sacral chakra that tells us who we believe ourselves to be. And so now when we have other people that are telling us who we are or telling us who we should be, then shit, who's calling the shots right now? And are we letting people tell us who we are because they got more than us? Because they got more clout than us? Because they know more people than us? And so that gives them right to say how we should be as men, women, children, this or that or the other. I mean, it's so interesting, the wordplay and the manipulation and the egos and the intellect and all of this that's going on in the world. And when you take that all away, it goes back down to feeling. And you better get to the point where you trust that shit. Because if you don't trust what you're feeling, and you're going to go based off of what him or her is feeling, then good luck. Good luck in the world. If you are calling yourself a conscious being, and we already know that all of these names are tainted, they're all tainted. It's like, forget the labels. It's not about the labels, because your frequency, your vibration is going to show who you are every single time. So if what you're doing is keeping people in a state of low vibration in the name of honor to the man and honor to, the good and all of this that Kevin Samuels did for protection of man, woman, blah, 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 whatever, you're still assisting in the deflection of the whole situation, which is people paying attention to what is happening in their lives right now. Because as we speak, every single moment, your dollar, and I really, because I don't really like to make it all to money, but when you really equate it and recognize who you are, you recognize that you are the money. So the value of who you are, is the value of who you are going down, or is the value of this fake ass system, fiat, debt notes, is that going on? Is that what's going down? So you have to be able to ask that question and answer the question. And if you answer the question as you being the money, you recognize that your time is everything, right? And even though we know that there is no time, but the little 24 hours that they have put in a little graph for all of the people to be here, everyone has that same assessment of what timing is. And so we all are kind of flowing by that. And so when you have the time that you have here in this space wasted by low vibrating energy that is fighting about egos and, man is better than woman, woman is better than man, and all of these different things and all of these triggers, and why are you triggered, and da 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 da. But, at the same time, the energy still stays low. They give you this truthful, magnificent information that heightens your energy centers. It's like, oh wow, there's something there that's touching my pineal gland, my third eye chakra. I'm feeling that really good. So I'm gonna stay here and feel this, because at that moment, they have hypnotized you with that good information that they gave you. Open your shit up, and then they attacked your root chakra and attacked your earth chakra, right? And now they're giving you all of this information that's just about fighting and battling and ego and materialism. That's not even, it's taking you away. So any person who is really seriously aware of what is happening now in the planet is going to be guiding you to go to the earth, to go to nature, to go to yourself, to rely and trust on your higher source so that you could know what moves you have to make, because the rug is being pulled under every single, I'm going to say American, because that's where I am physically right now. And this is what I'm watching in my surroundings. But people that are relying on a system that is falling are going to fall with the system. And no one is going to be able to access that reality That truth, and look, there are a lot of truths and a lot of realities, because people think that there's only one. Reality and truth is what is in your mind, what is in your heart, what you vibrate out, and what you create in your world with that. So anything could be your reality. And for a lot of people, they're living in a nice, hellish reality, but that's what they're creating. That's what they want. That's what they desire. And so it is, right? But there are other realities that are available to every individual. So now we have to choose what that is, not just by how we speak, but how are we moving? How are we elevating? Because we have to be elevating in a world that's trying to crush us, and trust and believe that it is going down. Okay, so this group that I was in today, and I was creating while I was listening, and I had no business being up on that stage. Somebody put me up on the stage. So any of you guys that went to Clubhouse and you guys saw that I was on a stage in a particular group, I think that I did become a member of that group because I was kind of new to Clubhouse. I think I've been on there for a year now. And I needed to go there to see, technology, how it works and what it is. But I realized that it was it's like an energy jail, an energy station, an energy sucking, a vampire station where you get people that come into these groups and they give all their energy in there and they go from group to group to group, just sucking energy or receiving energy. And it's not all bad and it's not all good. If you don't have a balance within yourself, you will get sucked up in some shit in those groups. I'll tell you that much. But if you are grounded and you know who you are, you can enter anywhere and be anywhere and be chill, be good. Look, I was in a space where I didn't tell Solution the whole story because this kind of has been happening all day. Okay, so the individual that invited me into the group, the first individual that invited me, her presence wasn't there anymore. And I felt it. And I connected with her and I was like, oh, I said, I've been thinking about you, and I noticed that you're not in that particular group anymore. She let me know that she was taking a break, and I was like, okay. I said, your absence is definitely felt. So I go back in the group, and another person that is friends with her that also invites me up to be in the platform when I go, she invited me to the group. All the time that she invites me, she puts me up on the stage. And just recently, they started making me a moderator. And I was just like, what is this? I don't, need a responsibility of no moderator. And like, they were like, we feel that you need to get, people need to see who you are and, their own heart and their own feeling. That's why they wanted me to be there. And so that's why I was there. And so the first time that I ever spoke on the platform, I had a little sparring with the creator of that space. But I also know etiquette, and it's like, it's not my house. So I'm not going to go to somebody's house and tell them what to do or anything respectfully. And respect recognizes respect, right? Mm-hmm. So I was, I continued to go into the space, and they would offer, great content. It's great content. But if a person doesn't know where they stand and they're not grounded where they are, they're going to be swayed to situations that they don't really want to fool around with, because the only thing that it's about is making your energy vibrate low. That's the goal. And if that's the goal, then it doesn't matter what is said or what, if they can bring you up for a second, but keep you down low, then they did what they were supposed to do. And so you have to be able to discern that and know when to get in and when to get out. And so today, as I was there, and I got there early. Because I had a, desk full of work. So I was like, let's go. Let's hear what it is that they have to say about, specifically this group. I wanted to know what they had to offer with the energy that was being sucked on today because of what's happening with the individual, the being. I don't know him. I don't know if he's a real person, nothing like that. So the energy of Kevin Samuels. So I sat in the group. And so when I went up and then I was made moderator, when you're made moderator, you're like right there on the front. And then all of a sudden, when it was time for women to speak, then some of the women weren't being heard. And then women were wanting to defend their friends and their allies. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't really allowed. And it was not, was not well received. It was kind of like the energy was like, you don't know your place. And if you don't know your place, you got to get out of here. And that's basically what happened. And so the young lady was kind of like kicked out. And this is a person who was very dedicated to the growth and development of this particular room. So the young lady was just kind of like discarded. And so I stayed because I wanted to see what the flow was in the room. And then it was said shortly after she was gone that these people, there's too many moderators. And like, who are these moderators? And like, I'm sticking out because like, I'm right there.
You're a moderator.
Huh?
They made you a moderator?
They had made me a moderator. So I was like right there.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, but I wasn't saying nothing because it wasn't, I'm feeling it out and I'm listening and I'm seeing how this individual operates. So I'm definitely being mindful of how I express my energy. And so I did, there was some people there that I agreed with some things that they said. And so I participated in a way, but I wasn't going to, that's not my place. It's not my house. Right. So, but they were saying, and this is just how energy works, because when you're working with energy, it's not the actual beings. If we just take it to energy, the energy that was there was some energy that was not fond of me being there, of my energy being there. And so what they said was that, there's too many moderators and people are just, pulling up their friends to be moderators, like who are these people? And of course, when energy is directed to you, you feel it when it's directed to you. And I know, I'm not there every day. I don't,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was weird for me to be there up there like that in the first place, but I stayed. And I listened to what was going on. And then it was just really funny because this person started mentioning, people like, some of these conscious beings that are now in the limelight. I'm not going to say their names, but they're all in the limelights and they take these certain titles. And now the people that are in the mainstream world are collaborating with the people in the so-called conscious communities in these worlds. And the thing about it is, it's like when you see who people are meshing with, what's up. So nobody really has to say anything, but they're trying to validate this false consciousness of what is by saying these people are good because look at what they do and look at who they are. And these people, we don't know who the hell these people are. So they devalue a person that doesn't have the so-called clout or doesn't have like a gazillion followers or is being validated by a whole bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just an interesting thing what happens. And I knew that once I left that group today, that was going to be the last time ever that I was going to be in that space. And these are people that they're doing, your reality TVs. They're doing this music that's very secular, low vibrational music. They're rolling with the Puff Combs, Beyonce's, the powers in that world. They're rubbing elbows with them, but, they're trying to kind of separate themselves a little bit because they still got to represent the so-called conscious and people that are like in the know, right? So the whole thing about all of this is that if people are not telling you that the truth is in yourself, they ain't telling you shit. They ain't telling you nothing. Because it's like yourself is the only way that you're going to find the truth of who you are, who you came here to be. And the only way that you're going to find that is in what you come from. And it's like a lot of people get it misconstrued. And it's so funny because we're getting into this Mother's Day, right? Don't get caught up in the word mother and what you think that means and what the powers that were made you believe that was the womb that you just came out of physically in the physical world. There's a greater womb. There is a greater womb, and that is what we all come from. And it is a divine feminine energy, and all is created from that. So it's like, but if you don't know that, you don't know that, and you cannot attest to that. You cannot align with that. You cannot benefit from what that is. You can't do it. You cannot do it. You can't pay for it. You can't come in because you're good with somebody. Or Puffy's your friend. Or Cardi B. Or the Carters. And so they're going to get you in on a pass. Man, wake the fuck up because that is just not it. And the reason why I get like this sometimes in this study group is I know that beyond this, like this is technology. Beyond the 37 people that are supposed to be in this study group listening to this, a whole lot more people are listening to this today. And that's why I am careful and mindful of what I share, even in this private, closed study group. because I already know what it is. And so people are listening, they're watching all the time, but you can't hide from energy. You can't hide from what it is. And the real ones always know. You got people walking around, women that are mad at each other because they want to be the queen. They want to be the one. They want to be the empress, the goddess, the sorcerer, the oracle, the this, the that, and they don't want to align with other women that they feel that have a sense of self. Because why is that? Because it is a reminder of where they are or where they are not. And that's what it always is. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody, like if you really knew what a queen was, what a goddess is, what an oracle is, what an ancestor is, what all of these things are, then half the people that are doing it wouldn't be doing it. Because it is not just something, these are labels that are given to people that display a certain frequency, a certain vibration, and their life, their physical life, is proof of who they are. But these people that put up pictures and post and they're with the right group and they got the right jewelry on and they got all of these symbols and they got Google in their hand. So all the time that they have to look something up, they're just going to look it up and tell you what that means and because they got charm and they got, pizzazz, they convince you, they mesmerize you and got you thinking that, they know more than me. So I must listen to them because they're wiser than I am. Oh, look at them. Look, it's a child, but it's still wiser than me because, he or she has been here many times. So I better listen to them. You better stand your motherfucking ground and know who the hell you are in this plane. Because trust and believe that there are beings that are coming by way of the children and of the everything that you could imagine is happening. And this is why it's so important to focus on what is happening in your world, figure out what you want it to be, and focus your intention on that. And then watch everything come your way that's going to get you to where it is that you want to be. And if it's not getting you there, if your life is looking like chaos, guess who the hell you got to look at? I don't even got to say it because I think you know that it's you. If it's not right with you, it's not right in the world. And so if you want to fix it in the world, you got to fix it in yourself. It is so difficult to go out in this time and be and like really proclaim to be like a master of this, a master of that. And everybody want to be a master and I'm a master teacher and I'm a master this. And everybody is going through all of the challenges that you can imagine in this life. People are going through it. They're not showing it to you. And it may not be the same challenge, but everything that could vibrate and stimulate every center in your body, all of your chakra system, all of that is happening to everyone. So if you're unbalanced in the lower centers, then more lower vibrating shit is happening over here. If you are more imbalanced in the higher chakras, more things are happening in that world that are going to wake you up to bring imbalance into those spaces. So it's all about you being able to balance yourself. And all of this that's happening now in the world, the powers that be, they're only, look at their plan. They get together. What's the plan, y'all? Distraction. Manipulation. That's it. Like they don't have to really work hard. Distraction. And how do you distract these people? Oh, tell them about talk about their mama. Call them bitch. Don't say bitch. Oh, now you're just, now you are, look. People are talking about this whole thing that happened with Kevin Samuels. They're talking about men hating women, women hating men, people not honoring the dead, and people being disrespectful because no matter how bad he was, he still needs to be honored and blah, 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 all this and that. Whatever you feel, that's what you feel. I give respect and I chat to every living being, everything that is of this earth on this planet is, that's part of me. So I'm not going to be mad at nobody for nothing. So I wish everyone on the planet well. Everybody gets what they deserve, what they earn all the time. And to say that someone deserves death, that's some craziness anyway, because death is another transformation. Death doesn't mean that it's over. Do you know that even if the energy of Kevin Samuels, the being of Kevin Samuels, and I'm saying all of this because I haven't gone in to find out, and I haven't read nothing. The only thing, I was in a room today where they were all talking about it, and this is the stuff that I gathered, but I have not gone in to know what is true or not true. So just so y'all know, I am not the expert on Kevin Samuels or anything that has happened to him, because I'm just not. But if that is a being, I mean, anybody, we want to honor and respect everybody like we would ourselves. And it doesn't matter, what he has done, because it's not up to me to decide, what he deserves to get. But I do know that everybody gets what they earn. And maybe he was done with what he had to do here, and now he's going to go reign in another realm and do something else. I personally didn't think, from what I did know about the person and what I did watch of him, I saw a man that was sharing his opinion of things, and women would come on because they wanted him to validate them, and he would give them their rating or whatever, and some would get mad, some would be all right with it, and a lot of other women would rally to hate. But at the end of it all, to me, it is all a psyop. Last night we was watching Atlanta, and at the end of Atlanta, who do I see? Kevin Samuels. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not like, I already know what's going on, and I don't need to convince anybody else of it, because nobody has walked my path or have my experience, and it doesn't matter who I know or what like, I could tell you, oh, I know this or I did this. It doesn't matter what I say. It's just me and my life and my reasoning for why I move in the way that I move. And because I'm like that, and I mean, I couldn't do this if it was any other way. I encourage other people to do the same in their own lives for their own benefit. And there's another thing that I wanted to talk about, and it's very important, because a lot of people, they assume that because a woman is strong, or because a woman, can speak her mind and say her piece or whatever, that she's single. Y'all already know what's up over here. I have had a very strong, masculine, alpha male in my life for 30, however many years, 32 years of my life. And it's something that I know my position and I know my place. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not about these assumptions that people have, about women, about each other, about relationships. It's ridiculous. And it's just another one of those things that is a distraction. And some people would say that, or some people, people have their ideas of what my relationship is with my husband, but they have no idea. You know what I'm saying? The closest thing to it are you guys here that are with us every week, and those of you that know us on a more intimate level may have more of an idea. But guess what? Even y'all don't know. How about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's an idea. It is an impression, a feeling, a vibe that you get. But unless you're us, you don't know. And this is what we gotta get about all of the people outside of ourselves too. Like these celebrities, we got people wanting to be like Beyonce, like Oprah, like whoever else they want to be. And I mean, yeah, that's wonderful. Be inspired by other people, and all these people, they've been such an inspiration, and all of that's wonderful. But that time is done. Like, it is over. It is time for you to be your own inspiration. It is time for you to lead your own life. It is time for you to take accountability for absolutely everything that happens in your life, because the common denominator to everything in your life is what? I hear y'all saying it. So you just have to be mindful of that. You have to be present in that knowing, so that you don't get caught up in somebody else's illusion, because it's always an illusion. You know what I'm saying? It's like right now I'm painting y'all a picture. Y'all are in my bubble. This is my world right now. We're looking at things in the perception of SCG 13. SCG 13, y'all. Because remember, I changed my name to Infinity SCG 13. So yeah. So it's just my perception. And if you guys connect to me and y'all feel me and y'all are part of this frequency, we ride together for longer periods of time. And then when we don't, and we go on to our own things. Do we agree with everything that we all say all the time? Heck no. Me and Solution don't agree with everything that we say. He has his own opinion of things. I have my own opinion of things. We respect each other. You know, and it's like, and I don't try to be a man. I don't try to be him. You know what I'm saying? I can get him some in the ring though, but I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be, well, he lets me get him. I'm not trying to be that. You know, I love being a woman. I love being feminine. I love, cooking for him. I love, doing the things that I can do that he can't do for himself. It's just like women, women that are thinking, oh, I could do this by myself and I don't need a man. That's just a program that women are running, and it has to do with that's why they're showing you these black women that are taking positions in certain high positions. All of these motherfuckers is getting paid off. Like, that's not even a conspiracy theory or anything like that. Like, people, boulets, all of that. Like, you look into all of that stuff, and all of that stuff is real, and everything has its place. And then once you know the truth, you just got to decide where do you fit in and where you want to be. And then the relationship that you have with your significant other, that is the relationship that you create between you and that person. And it's really nobody's business how you guys operate your ship. It started getting crazy when people started making money. And it's so funny because I'm saying this, and as I'm saying this, I'm talking about what we talked about in a meeting that we had earlier this week. But the how-to, people are saying how to do this, how to do that. They want to learn how to do this, and they're wanting to learn how to do everything based off of people outside of themselves and other people's experiences. They want a millionaire to show them how they became a millionaire. But they're not that millionaire. They're not that person. So I could tell you all day long how to be an infinionaire. I surely can. I could write books about it, and I can have meetings about it, and I could spread the word, but guess what? Nobody's going to be an infinionaire unless they get there themselves. And the most beautiful part about being an infinionaire is that, the only thing that could buy it is you, is your energy, is the energy that you put within yourself to recognize that you are the extension of everything that is. You are an infinite beings with infinite potential. And it is completely up to you. So the only one that can make you an infinionaire is yourself. We who created that word, which is trademarked, and I have to say that because people be tripping, and I know that there may be issues down the line. But we that made that word, that created that word here on this plane, and we didn't create it. It was a message that came through to my husband, and I was able to define it. But it was a message that came from beyond us. And so when that message came through, that doesn't mean that we have intellectual property ownership of it here now on this plane, but it is a sentiment. It is something that belongs to all of humanity because it is our birthright. It is our birthright to be that. And I can't make you that. I can't say that you are that if you don't know that you are that. So for those of you that have ever thought that this was some kind of a theme thing, that it's like, oh, it's a cool theme, Infinionaire, and we're going to do that. And yeah, Infinionaire is of course it sounds beautiful because it is truth. It is who we are. And it is something that has come from way beyond us. So it's like, we're definitely not going to try to say that this is just something that we made up to have some kind of a business or anything, but it is what it is. And it is for us to spread the information so that people can know who they are. But it is something that is absolutely self-obtained. And once you know that you're an infinionaire, you already know what it is. You don't have to, you know you're the money all the time. Let me go to my notes because I talked quite a bit. I appreciate you all being here today. Hola, Symphony. Hola, Drea. Hola, Jennifer. Hola, Kyla. Kyla's probably taking a nap. Zantina. All of you that are here, it is important that your presence be acknowledged because I just love y'all. I love you women. I love my women. I love our women. And I love our men. I love our men so much. And it's so interesting that, it's like where I go, like in this space where I was today, it's like, yeah, there was some men that were showing their respect energetically, because it's like I can go in a room and I can feel everybody and I can feel how somebody feels about me. And I stood there, I think it was from 12 or from a good 3 hours. I stood there and I just watched it and I felt it. The great thing is that I connected with who I went there to connect with. And there's wonderful things happening in the world. This is a great time. And there are people that are doing magnificent things and we can't be distracted. And so I want to, because of this, it's important that I say about this weekend. The Mother's Day, they have taken the energy of this time in the world that is for Mother Earth. It is for the planet to heal, for us to get our nurturing, for us to show gratitude to that great mother. They want to, just kind of make it about the ego and a mother getting the most bouquets and the most flowers and this and that and the other and be represented in a way that it's just really not about that. So I definitely want to encourage everyone to give honor and homage to the great mother and do that by honoring her, by honoring yourself because you're an extension of her, and it's like, it's not going to get no better unless it gets better with you. Okay. And my notes say, everything that is happening in your life is because of who you are, and it is because of you. And so it's important for you not to take your challenges personal. If you're going through a dilemma in your household and you feel like, oh, you caused it, well, your energy is what's creating certain things so that you could see. And you caused it for a reason. You caused it for your benefit. It is always for your highest good. Remember that. Just change the way that you look at things so it'll make your life a little bit easier. So if you look at your life, you're not making mistakes. You are learning lessons. You are seeing what needs to be fixed. And that makes it easier to take accountability because you recognize when something that happens, if it doesn't feel good, you got to go to the root of it. And the root of it is you. And so you got to ask yourself those questions. Chaos is upon the world. The Black community is having fights about Kevin Samuels, which is a psyop all day to keep especially Black men and women at odds because they fear what will happen when we come together. They are afraid of people who know who they are. That is their deepest fear, and there is nothing that they can do about it. And we have to remember that when we're going through our challenges because we feel, the end of the rainbow. And first of all, there is no end of the rainbow. The rainbow is here all the time right now. So it's like we're already here, so you can't allow the things that are happening in your life, like having to practice patience or having to practice humility or having to practice, whatever else your challenge is making you have to face, right? You have to recognize what it is and don't take it personal. Because we're going somewhere here. We're there. We're already here in that space. We just have to appreciate what it is so that we could design it a little better, so that we can broaden our horizons. But we got to do this work in the womb. We got to do it.
Was Kevin Samuels, his passing, was it natural? Or does anybody know? So it wasn't like, oh, he was murdered. I really haven't.
From what I learned today, he was with a white woman, a worker, maybe. She was a lady of the night or something. And again, these are some of the scenarios, right, that they give us in the movies that they do when they present, oh, now this person is gone.
These are assumptions.
Yeah, these are assumptions. But yeah, the assumption is that Kevin Samuels died by either a heart attack or some natural causes, okay. But in the company of some, they keep adding to the story. Okay. So now people are going to hate this man because he was with a white woman and he talks bad about Black women. So these are just still all stories that are being told to people. without any actual
Nobody's
factual
really knowing,
right.
Yeah.
And then if it's being told by somebody who has clout, somebody who has a
yeah.
reputation, that they're going to take that
golden.
as, yeah, oh yeah,
that's it.
Oh yeah,
it's golden.
And so he has, that energy has brought to it a lot of chaos in the community of all people, and you know, and all people that choose to get involved, because you know, you do have some Anglo people that are living in the vibration of being a melanated person, and so they're in that world too. It doesn't matter what color you are. You got Asian people that also think that they're deeply melanated, and you know, they fry their hair up so that they could try to curl. You know, it's all of that exists. And that's why it's so important to take the labels off, because this is, if we could look at it just like, where is the energy shifting? And this particular energy that rides like this, that feels like this, is moving in this direction. And so if you don't want to be caught up in that, then what do you got to do? You got to move in another direction. You got to move in the opposite direction. So you can't let that, you know, the world of false prophet is rampant. Was that proper context? Rampant? The world of false prophets is rampant. Like, they're everywhere. There's false prophets, like they like roaches right now. Like false prophets, they showing you their jewels and their gems, and they're saying, I am king, I am Lord, this is who I am, worship me, I know better than you, and you better get down and do it. If you don't, you're gonna get shunned from the community. Get out of here. You're meaningless. You mean nothing. You know, because people love to do that. And it's like, and they like to, you know, spit some smooth game and, you know, talk it real nice. Everything they say sounds like a poet. Don't you know that these energies, these beings that are coming onto this planet with an open, you know, opening their third eye and not really knowing what exactly they're doing, that, what is it? Opening their kundalini. You know, they're doing all of that stuff. They're allowing spirits to come onto them. Very wise spirits. Very wise, like smart spirits that are about to, like, you know, they have the flow of tongue like no other. And, you know, the ego takes hold of that and they're like, yep, that was me. No, that was a motherfucking evil ass spirit that took over your ass, making you think that you got some kind of flow. But people can see right through that. People that can see. But we got a lot of blind people out here. That's why you can't get consumed with a whole bunch of followers and with a whole bunch of people agreeing and with a whole bunch of numbers. All of the energies that exist and coincide with your chakra systems are being projected. Every aspect of us is being tested, challenged to see what we are made of. Will we survive these times? Are we leading or are we being led? It is so important to know this. I think we talked about this the whole time, because if you are not leading yourself, somebody else is leading you. And if that person is not your husband or your wife, your spouse, there may be a problem. And we've seen the examples of that. We've seen the residual of that our whole entire time. And nobody has the solutions to what's going on in the world. The solution is not outside. So there's nobody that can tell you how to be or what to do. You got to figure it out on your own. People outside can confirm. They could, they could project their ideas, all of that good stuff. But you're the one that makes the choice of where you sit, where you lie, what your boundaries are, what you decide. If you let people overstep that, guess what? You let them do it. You made that decision. And what's really interesting is that it gets really complicated when it comes to choices and making a choice. Because I do recognize that people that don't have the right mind, people whose minds are manipulated, cannot make good choices for themselves. And that, unfortunately, is what's happening in the world today. And this is why the most important thing is to ground yourself, is to heal yourself from the inside out. What you eat, what you consume, what you're listening to. That's what's important, because everybody is damaged. Every single being is damaged. So there is nobody that can tell you what to do. Only egotistical beings that can tell you how to be like them or how to do what they're doing because it worked for them without them knowing who you are or what may or may not work for you. And that's when your responsibility comes in because you have to know what works or will not work for you. I want to, let me finish this. Okay. People are telling others how to be, how to exist. Beware of people who tell you the way to be is this or that. Yes, people in the so-called conscious community who have changed their names to something else, because, the conscious community is just now something else. I'm not going to call it because I don't know what their new name is. I just know the feeling and I know where they exist. I feel them all the time. It doesn't matter the name of the group, it's the energy of the people in it. And that's just what it is all the time, 100%. That's how come when somebody exit a situation, you feel their absence. You feel the difference. You're like, okay, something's changed. Not sure what it is. And then when you look, it's like, oh, so-and-so ain't here no more. That's why TLC could not ever replace Left Eye. Ever. No matter how many they tried to put in that position, it was never going to happen. And all of the groups and all of the lifetimes, same situation. People show you how they feel about themselves by the way they attempt to treat you. When they are disrespectful to you, they are used to being disrespectful to themselves. And I said that slow so that people could understand that you are the one who allows it. And if you are looking at it and they're trying to do that to you, you have to look at them and recognize that this is what they've allowed within themselves. And now they're trying to put it on you. And if you, quote unquote, love them, you will allow it. Well, that is not love, ladies and gentlemen. If a person truly loves you, you're going to see that love that they have for themselves. They do not allow the ego to take over. It is just not going to happen. It will not happen. Love does not work like that. Love is not a word. Love is a vibration. It is a feeling. And when you are feeling love, that's what it is that feeling of love. Anything away or opposite of that feeling is not love. So all of this, I'm not gonna even tell y'all all of the what. Okay. Jennifer says it was reported as cardiac arrest. She told police that she was a nurse. Did she work at General Hospital? Oh my gosh. So you see what happens? And then the thing is that as you are looking at that, it's like, what's your takeaway? You have to figure out what the takeaway is in all your actions. Why am I saying this? Why am I doing this? Why am I eating this? Why am I watching this? Why am I listening to this? Why the fuck am I sitting here for 3 hours listening to egomaniacs talk about how women should be and how everybody should act?
How long ago was the slapping?
Oh, that happened. That slapping happened. That was on the Oscars. On the Oscars.
I was just thinking.
It's
interesting.
They keep going. Yes.
That caused. I saw so many streams of debates going on. I mean, that was fire. Mm-hmm. It was on. And I was like, that's interesting. I was like, oh, okay, so that's what I was wondering. I was like, man, was that a natural occurrence, or was he, murdered or something like that? But then too, it was almost like
that's what they're saying.
They gave, because the Dave Chappelle, I was like, oh, okay.
They're putting a lot of things in front of Black people that are triggering them and making them feel like they got to act out, stand up, and do something to change communities. And people are trying to rally together. And these groups on Clubhouse talking about, we're going to get together and do something. As soon as you click delete on that button, you don't see these motherfuckers no more. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? It's like they're selling false illusions on what they're going to do and what they're going to do for you, and the real recognize real, and the real da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? And it's just all talk. It's all mumbo jumbo. Your action tells everything. And it's like, and when you're taking true action on something good, you don't need to be announcing that shit. Because you already know that when a fruit bears its fruit, you're gonna see it, you're gonna taste it. It is what it is. So all of this fakery is just ridiculous. So what I wanted to say for Mother's Day is that I know that there are a lot of people hurting because the mother energy is very, very powerful. And so on Mother's Day, we feel the loss of our daughters, the loss of our mothers, the loss of our grandmothers, the loss, and I'm talking about lost energy. It could be through death, it could be through severed relationships, but this energy is heightened during this time. And so it's important to remember that when you honor the mother, the source, you're going to get the relief and you're going to get the nourishing that you need. And you're going to get the answers that you need for this time that we're in, because they are preparing the world for all of these things that they have been announcing. I'm saying drought. They've been announcing drought forever anyway. The famine, all of that stuff, and the gas prices and all of the inflation and all of that. It's important to know that these things are all being put out onto the world so that people, when you are in fear, you can't use your mind. You can't do two things at once. So you can't focus on your benefit if your mind is only focused on your detriment. So that's their goal. Look, what's their plan? Distraction and manipulation. That's their plan. So their plan is going along beautifully. Meanwhile, the people that are not paying attention are missing out on the other side to this reset and to what's happening in the world. You know, we have an opportunity right now. For example, silver is, what is it, $22 right now?
It went slightly, just moved just a little. I mean, that's what we talked about.
Can you hit us on the game of the silver, why they're saying it's $22, but it's still not really going up, and you're still paying $30, even though it looks like silver's going down, but either way, you're still paying $30 plus for an ounce of silver. So why is it that the spot price of silver is going down as so-called inflation is going up?
Everything else is going up, which is incredible. But when you think about it, that's something that has been suppressed for a long time, and with a very determined effort and energy, because they don't want the public to see silver as, you know, a means to, as a valuable asset. And silver is something that every common folk can attain. So the fact that they'll sell paper contracts, I think the last time I looked, the ratio was like 380 contracts to every ounce of silver. That's how they manipulate the price. So there is a disconnect between the spot price, which I think it dropped to like 22, but I think, you know, in those cases, it is definitely an opportunity to, you know, get more silver for your money. It's like, I think it went back up to 23 today, you know, just slightly over 23, but the spot price is pretty much the contract price. So the contract price means you just have a promise or a IOU, or your certificate. You have an ounce of silver, but in reality, if you go and you want to purchase the physical metal, you're going to have to pay a premium on top of the spot price. And the fact that supply and demand is really getting strained at this point. So the fact that when demand is pretty much overriding supply, then your prices should go up. So the suppliers of the silver dealers, they have to charge a premium because they're being charged such a high price in just getting their supply of silver from the supplier. So now premiums I think premiums used to be like $2 or $3. Now premiums are $6 plus, and that's a good deal if you could get it $6. So a $6 premium on top of $23 to put you at $29. So literally, silver is $30 an ounce if you want the tangible, real metal. So it's definitely a good time to start buying if you haven't. Every time the price dips, you get more for your money. So you should definitely look to make that happen.
We are not financial advisors.
Yes, this is definitely not fun. This is just what we would suggest, what we're doing, and giving you the moves that we think are to your benefit. Yes, in regards to the de-dollarization of the dollar all around the world, now they're saying the bond market, you can buy bonds and hold them and then liquidate them later. It's kind of like you're buying into, your belief in the system, in the dollar, and then you're supposed to get, money, it's supposed to grow. Well, the bond market, people are selling off all over the world now in a ridiculous manner, so they are definitely not showing any confidence in our dollar. So that's definitely showing you where we are heading in regards to the dollar and its place as the world reserve currency. And that's also having a big it's definitely making it hard as far as real estate. Now, real estate, it's something to, this is not financial advice, but I would really think about buying into or getting into a house, buying a house at this point. Financial advisors and economists that watch the cycles and watch the markets, they're saying that real estate is at its highest level. So you're pretty much buying something at this point at the top of the market. And when you think about what we're going through, which is a reset, it's like you buying a house that's being sold at $500,000. After the reset, that house, it's already kind of examples of this right now. They're saying in certain places where houses are, on a block of $500,000 houses, but it's being sold at $150,000.
I have a good example that I want to share because this is a good one. But it's like when you buy something in an expensive ass store and then you go to Ross and you see the same thing for $10.
Grocery outlet. Yeah. So that's what you don't want to do. And what's also pretty cool about the silver and gold are sound money. They're considered that's a term that the people in the governments or the states are using, the political states. So in Alaska, Iowa, Oklahoma, and Ohio, they are going hard at promoting, the acquisition of sound money in their business, in their business situations. I think it's up to 11 states are going real hard, and what that's doing is, saying like gold and silver can be considered legal tender. So the fact that that's being pushed at such a intense manner now is really saying where we are and where the dollar's going and what our future is going to look like. I think Ohio is one of the states that is backing their 401ks with gold and silver. So, and a lot of states now of those 11 states, they're creating depositories for gold and silver for their individual states. So definitely it's moving. We are in that cycle, and that cycle is showing, not improving what's happening.
And there's also there's also people out there that are creating their own banking systems. They're creating trust and backing everything with silver and gold. They're doing those things. In fact, I'm going to see if I can bring somebody on who is actually doing that, who can talk to us a little bit more about that and what it takes to do that yourself. Because I know you definitely have to have a trust. You have to have gold and silver. I know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know the details of it. But we're definitely going to try to get somebody. We will get someone on here to talk about that with us.
Oh, in Iraq, the Iraqi news, things are progressing. I know it's it's always progressing, but it's been some interesting things going on with that because you can look this up. They were just given the ISO 20022, which is used in financial services, and this is considered to be a big move and major advancement in regards to the dinar coming to its maturity or fruition, because that's a big deal with the system that is used to do financial transactions, and I believe it's an international system. You definitely can look that up and get more information on the ISO 20022. The Central Bank of Iraq just had a meeting, and they had more meetings scheduled, but they had one with the U.S. Treasury, and I thought this was funny, that back in the day, that's what has been, well, one of the things, but it's a number of different things that are, still keeping this from totally crossing the finish line. But the fact that the dollar is in such bad shape now Iraq, which was interesting, Iraq was supposed to be the poor stepchild, and the United States was the highfalutin Beverly Hills, status or whatever. Now it's like it's changed. Now they don't want to be pegged with the dollar.
Yeah.
So they're having meetings with the U.S. Treasury saying that they want to rethink that situation in regards to them revaluing their currency, and they're not
trying to make it 1-to-1 with the dollar, because they will end up losing trying to make it 1-to-1 with the dollar, and the dollar's falling. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. So it's very interesting to see it's interesting. It's like the last being first.
Yeah.
I mean, these positions are being traded because the World Bank just ranked Iraq as the first in the Arab world with the largest growth in GDP. So I mean, they starting the ball. They've been constantly talking to their citizens about changing their exchange rate. So the fact that they're doing that, and the fact that oil prices are getting ridiculous, which is their primary resource, but one of many, that just shows that their exchange rate shouldn't be, where it is. And, we get into that place where we're in good standing. So holding things outside of the dollar, you are in a good place. Absolutely. Even though you got to be patient about it. I guess we're looking at this as a long-term
investment,
type situation, but you're still at the end.
Worth the time.
Oh,
yeah, you're definitely still at the end. Yeah. Anybody that we've been in the investment now for 5 years, and
more.
And it's just like, it's taught me so much. And when it comes to that patience part, that's really important, because when you look at what it really is, you're not ready to get, which if you're not getting it, it's because you're not ready. Right. And there's so much to do in the interim, but people are only looking at the end of when I have this money. It's like, you have to look at it, and I'm not telling you what to do. I look at it as a tool to know that, okay, this is going to give me the access to do all of these things that I want to do. So let me get to work on what it is that I'm wanting to do and really walk in it as if I have it, because I do. And in doing that in my life, ways have been made and other things have been coming through to provide for me in so many different ways to be able to be patient through this time and to be, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm learning that it's already here. I have to do the work to access it. And my eyes may be set on, oh, that's the way that it's going to happen. But we also have to detach from where is our abundance and wealth and prosperity all going to come from. It's not going to, let's not limit ourselves to think, oh, it's only going to come from this way. The moment that you have your intention on what it is, then you're opening up ways, lots of ways for the energy to come in to do what it is that you need it to do. So again, it all goes back to us. And, you know, it's really when you do the research and learn about what it really is, it makes sense. And you just have to kind of like bow down because when you think about it, it's like, come on, do you really want Iraq to be like stupid and be like, oh, sure, I want to be 1-to-1 with a dollar that is losing its value every single day? That's just not smart.
It's going to drag it back down.
Absolutely.
Right.
And they have been last for a long time.
Yeah.
They have been last for a very long time. And nobody here in America knows what it is like to live in that world. But let me say this. They will know. They will know because that is what's happening. The way that we look right now in Iraq, 25,000 note of Iraqi dinar cannot buy you much at all. It could buy you, well, to put it in perspective, it's 21 probably to be exact, American dollars is what makes 25,000 of Iraqi dinar. They have been there. They have been in that world. They have done the work. They are now resetting. And so what America has to look forward to is the powers that were adding zeros to this bill, to this fiat note, because there will be a day where 25,000 American dollars is going to be 20 Iraqi dinar notes. The last shall be first. It is real. It is not something that I said. I ain't nobody's prophet. I am just saying what was history. Well, that's what it's been. It's a cycle.
Well, cycles, yeah. When you think about cycles and literally, even though we're saying this has been a long time, but at the end of the day, the reality of, really looking at this situation is Iraq's currency has always, it's taken dang near 4 of our dollars to get 1 of their dollars. Mm-hmm. And that's been the majority of their existence. Mm-hmm. I think, I forget the number of years, but it's been that longer than it's been what it is. I think we might have came into Iraq in 80 or something.
Definitely look it up.
But it's been longer. I mean, it's a history, that video shows.
And look at what Kuwait
video on the site.
The Kuwait dinar, look at how much that costs. That is
the most expensive
currency.
Yeah. I just saw something.
And that is what Iraq is looking forward to. That is what Iraq is looking forward to.
Kuwait is a city in Iraq.
Yes. So if you still have not gotten any, it is still time to get it because nobody knows exactly when it's going to happen. And if you have the opportunity to do it, it is a safe investment. It's a great investment that if you don't feel like being in it anymore, don't be in it. But, one of the biggest, you're not going to lose it all. But here's the thing. It's like you really do have to have the mind for it and not to think that is the end all be all. You have to fix you and you have to do the work with you so that you'll be able to access the wealth that's going to bring. Because let me tell you something. If you have not done your work, I'm just going to give you an example of what could happen to someone who is not aligned with the frequency that they are calling that is wealth. If they are not aligned with the frequency of wealth, something will happen similar to they'll lose their Iraqi notes. Somebody will come and steal them. They'll get, the dog will eat them. They won't remember where they put them. They won't, these things happen all the time. You have people that got into Bitcoin a long time ago, and if they were aligned with the frequency of what that energy is, they would have never lost it, and they would have been billionaires today. But because they lost it, now they're trying to get somebody to go to some dumpster and find some microchip that was in some computer.
He lost his hard drive.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And
he lost his hard drive.
Well, it's all kind of stories. It's another guy who can't remember his password.
So see,
he's tried it. He's on his third try,
and look at that.
He has like a billion, some ridiculous number.
Do you think that's physical stuff, or is that karma? Is that energy at work? Is that God? You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever people want to call it. It's whatever they're calling upon themselves. That's what's going to happen. So you could think that you got it all set up on the outside. You got all your I's dotted, your T's crossed. Yeah. But if you're not right within, it's just not going to turn out right. You're not going to be able to benefit from the thing that you're conniving to get, the thing that you're trying to manipulate yourself into. Right. Things happen organically, and it's like, you just got to feel what it is. There is a lot of scammery going on out there with the Iraqi dinar and foreign currencies. And that's how come it's important to do that's with everything. Yeah. With the silver too. Yeah. There are people that drill into.
Was just saying that, that since silver is beginning, it's becoming such a hot topic now. They're seeing more and more. What is it? More and more
thievery.
Not thievery.
Fraud. Robbery. Fakes. Oh, I know what word you're looking at. Counterfeit.
Yeah, counterfeit. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to make have that relationship with your local buyers, the people that are experts. Look, the people that have a mom and pop store in your neighborhood, that they have their skin in the game with their business, they're the ones that are experts at this silver and gold game, this metal game.
Buying it off of eBay and Amazon,
doing all of this stuff online, please.
That's where they're finding a lot of things are going on.
All the counterfeit. Because people want things fast. They want things quick and easy. You got to nurture and develop and build relationships.
The better thing, though, too, when you think about it, you're not paying for shipping and all that, so you get more silver for your...
That's true, too. Yeah. Save money, get it locally.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you got somebody... Well, we don't have to tell y'all in here that if you got somebody saying, give me your money, and I'm going to go ahead and get your silver, I'm going to keep it for you. Okay, but I got it, right? We good, right? I'm going to give you this little piece of paper right here. Because people are finding all kinds of ways to do it even on their levels. It could be as simple as that. Your neighborhood person that's saying, here, I'm going to hold it for you. I'm going to keep it in my house. I'm going to keep it in my house. It's just like, what was it in that movie? In that movie, The Professional, where the guy, the killer guy, the Italian mobster guy, he kept all his money. And the guy went up to the mobster guy, and he would tell him all the time that he needed something, and then the guy would give him his money, but he was holding his money. So the guy thought he had all this money, and maybe he did. By the end of the movie, it looked like the guy made good on his word, and the little girl was going to school and everything. But if you got somebody else keeping your shit, somebody else is keeping your shit.
Yeah.
Period.
And
so,
what if something happened to him?
And if something happens to him, this also goes by way of, oh my gosh, we could do a whole nother show, a whole nother session on this, and we just might having these conversations with your circles, with your families. What's your plan? What's your, where are your spots where where do you keep your things? Because you have to have a plan, because if something happens to somebody on your team and they're the ones that know where all the silver was, then what are you going to do? Communication is important and relationships are important. So I know we can go in a long time. We went way after our time, but this was a special one. Consider this your Mother's Day session. Please take advantage of the wonderful time. Solution, thank you so much for taking all of the hours that you take doing your study and doing your work to be able to deliver this information to us that have just been trusting And we believe it, but nobody really want to take the time to hear.
Last but not least, so we pretty much just waiting for the government to be seated. That's the main thing. Once the government's seated, they're saying that everything is set. So, hey, they're predicting May. Let's cross our fingers.
All right, let's see.
Hey, let's see what happens.
And don't get attached to the date, you guys.
That's why they said May.
Yeah.
They were saying like May, I think 12th or something like that. But I was like, I ain't even here. I just
let's just know that that's what they're predicting, and that's fine and well.
That's good.
And start looking ahead, looking at what you will be creating with your wealth. Know that we got a lot of plans here at Master Vibration 13 and the Infinity Syndicate. I did want to make an announcement. I was supposed to do a sale of Oregon energy batteries at the beginning of the month, but everything that I was going to sell left before I even put it out, and it just kind of confirmed that I need to stick to my way of doing this. So for those of you that are at mastervibration13.com, if you would like to have something created, I'm only working with people that are in mastervibration13.com that are part of this community. So if you want to have me create something for you from the collection that I already started on, then you have to, I don't have anything that's lower than 111. So you must leave a deposit so that I know that you want something, and I will connect with you and we will work in that way. Everything is individual. Nothing is the same. So everything that goes to whoever it goes to is specifically for them. So if you want to make that connection, that's what you could do. And that's how we're going to be moving forward. So I am open for that from now until the 24th of May. From now until the 24th of May, if you would like to have something from the collection, minimum 111, you can make a deposit to... where can you make the deposit? You can just do a donate on the site and then just tell me what it's for. Say this is, my deposit for something in the collection of 2022. You could do it like that. And that's how I'll know, because a lot of people, they send messages and they say that they want something, or they, I just don't have the time to be able to do it like I was doing it before and giving people the consults before they get something. So if you know that you want something, just go ahead and you can make a deposit on what it is that you want. I don't have... How do they know? How do they show which one? Well, no, what it is you're not going to know which one you're going to get. Once you make your deposit, then I will connect with you, and then we will talk about, via text, we will talk about what it is that you're seeking in terms of energy, and then I will show you what's available in your budget, and that's how we'll take it. So as long as I know that you want to do something and you want to work with this energy, then you can do a deposit, and then that's going to get you a text of what it is that you're needing, and then we'll take it from there. So it won't be, like I said, minimum is 111. And so depending on what you want, and that's going to be open until May 24th. After May 24th, I'm not taking any more deposits. So it doesn't matter who it is, how much you love me, how much I love you. Door closes on May 24th. So from now to May 24th, what you can do is you can send a text to 818-233-5776, and then I will send you either the Cash App or the PayPal link in order for you to make your deposit. So I'm going to be sending this message out to everybody on the website as well. And you guys know here in the study group, your situation is always different than anyone outside of the group. So you're always getting something. I know you guys, of course, it's going to be different than somebody who I don't know. And so that's just what it is. The more I'm able to feel your vibe and your energy, the more specific I can be in the tools that I create for you. So with that solution, are we good?
We are fantastic, as you say.
Yay, we're fantastic. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all so much for being here. Hasta la próxima. Until next time. Adios.
Peace.
When I feel the sound of music vibrating in me, I take hold of the energy and ride the frequency. My soul makes the melody of my life, so I must sing. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the direction in me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me through my mind. I am creation, I am animation, I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am zip, pepper, sass, punch, bounce, moxie, mojo, whatever you call it. I am Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. 13 Ajay, 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 Ajay.